Grateful for CUNY Startups. And yeah, I think like without that kind of experience, I don't know how I would like explore myself and all the mentors that were there. Just having someone support you during those times, that was like, and it was also COVID too. So I was like, don't know what's going to happen.
Welcome to Where Are They Now, the new CUNY Startups podcast where we sit down with alumni from our startup programs and discuss their experiences, delving into their journeys, aspirations, and the unique experiences that the CUNY Startups programs have offered them. Not just to recount success stories, but also to unravel the challenges, the lessons learned, and the moments that define their entrepreneurial path.
Hi, thank you for having me. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. So first, can you introduce yourself? What college you went to? What was your major and what startup were you a part of?
Hi, everyone. My name is Anastasiya. I graduated from Baruch College, majoring in computer information systems and a minor in philosophy. And I was part of the CUNY Startups in my senior year, and our project was called UniBuddy.
Oh, that's nice. What first inspired you to pursue a career that combines design and coding? Was there a particular moment or like a project that sparked your passion?
It's a really good question. So the first kind of pivotal moment that I decided to explore my interest in design and technology was when in freshman year I went to CUNY Hackathon. That one was really eye-opening because I was always into art, and also I'm a really visual person. But I also wanted to build things, but I didn't know like if how is it possible, because I always saw like videos, you're either an artist, you're a designer, or maybe you're a software engineer. I never knew anything about this. So at the hackathon, I saw that actually all of those things are tools. Like how you use those tools is like the problems that you solve. So after building the first mobile app, designing it and stuff, and then presenting it, like that gave me a holistic view. And then after that hackathon, over the course of like 4 years, I went to 18 more hackathons. Wow. Because I was like, wow, this is so interesting. I just want to like try more because I had no clear answers. So yeah, that's kind of what sparked my interest.
That's really great to hear. Can you tell us more about your role as a design engineer and some of the most exciting web experiences you've helped build?
My role as a design engineer is to think about design and like have my own taste for design. For it could be anything. So it could be like interior design, but also like websites and stuff, because all of that is about taste. But then at the same time, I also have to know how to build it out. So for example, if I'm making a website, not only do I have to design it, but I have to be able to build it. So it's kind of an interdisciplinary field. And it's really exciting because there's always something to learn. One exciting project that I still look back on is after I graduated, I joined a startup, and that startup, they did luxury interior design. So every year, it's called Design Miami. So like every year they have like actual shows, and at those shows, there's like interior designers from around the world presenting furniture. And we, as design engineers, like I had to actually build the web experience for it. And that was really interesting because my first project was to build 3D virtual tours. So like, let's say you live in New York, but the show is in Germany. They will record like a 3D video of the tour, and then I have to put the voiceovers. I have to make a whole website experience so that when you go in, you can explore the whole show in Germany when you live in New York. So like that was really really exciting.
That sounds like something that's really cool. That's good to you shared with us. How did CUNY Startups shape your entrepreneurial mindset? What key skills or lessons from the program resonate with you today?
CUNY Startups, it was kind of different from any typical classwork that I have done before, because like in school, a lot of times everything is clear. For example, like you do this class, you get this grade, this is your result. But in CUNY Startups, it's like everything is ambiguous. Like you have to find the answer. So that really helped to shape my thinking, because even in your career or like what you want to pursue in life, there's no clear answer. So you have to, one lesson I learned is like you have to step into your fear a lot, like giving your first presentation to like investors, working with your team, like all those things. I had a lot of fear for that because I've never done those things before, but that kind of skill of going to your fear helps you a lot later in life too, because you start to pursue something you're afraid of, but you actually want that thing. So that is the first lesson. And the second one is also people. All those people went to CUNY Startups because they are passionate about something, but also knowing how to work with these different passions, knowing everyone's strengths. That was something that was like interesting for me. Like, how can we combine different strengths and then build something together using those strengths? So yeah, that was like a second thing.
So looking back, what are some of the challenges that you faced bringing your idea into reality? And also, how did you overcome them?
So one of the challenges, I think for us, because we were trying to build a tool that like aggregates all different communities from CUNY, from all the colleges, and then like allows students to better communicate based on their interests. So it was like a very broad problem. And I think the biggest challenge was to learn, what do we want to focus on? Like, what is the core problem? So to actually like do that problem and pursue that problem, we had to do a lot of experiments. So we did different websites. We opened like a social media account, and I think it had like 1,000 followers or something by the end. Like just doing those iterations and like not thinking, oh, maybe this is the problem, but then you don't know if it's the problem if you don't try something. Like
I understand.
Like trying it a lot of times is what like gave us feedback. So that's what how we overcame that challenge. So yeah.
That's good to hear. Yeah, definitely practice gives you more experience, and you're gonna like learn from the mistakes that you're making. You can implement it in the next process.
Yeah.
So what was one important moment during the program that significantly impacted your career path?
For me personally, it was more related to like design because, for example, because I went to Baruch, it was very business focused. Like we didn't have any design class and stuff. So like, but at CUNY Startups, I was designing a lot. Like I was designing the websites, the social media posters, the pitch decks and stuff. So like, it was really impactful for me to see like, wow, like design is actually really useful, and getting feedback, you know, from different mentors and stuff. They were like, wow, this pitch deck, it looks so clean and polished. Like the storytelling in it is really good. Like that feedback gave me confidence that like, yeah, I don't know what I'll do after this. Like, yeah, I did a business degree, but I still want to explore design. And because I kept doing design, that's how like my first job was so fun, you know, and like doing the interior stuff because I did those things in my school. So yeah, I think like pursuing something that I was interested in, even though I didn't know what I was going to do, that's something that was really pivotal for me at CUNY Startups.
So you recently joined the Internet Development Studio team. What excites you most about working there, and how does this role align with your passion for design and technology?
Joining this studio, it's really a dream because everybody here, they have that entrepreneurial mindset because they all want to build tools, like whether it's for, you know, something like their analytics, if they're interested in math, or for me, I'm interested in design, like photography, all these things. So right now I'm building my own tools for designers. And then I also work with different startups. So I learn about like what problems they're solving and then how I use design and coding in that. So like, because I'm in this community, in this environment, like it just gives me so much inspiration every day. And like, I just want to build stuff. So like, that is what motivates me right now every day. And yeah, also there's another aspect about the studios. We decided to make a community. And in that community, there's like also people, you know, like software engineers, designers, but like, because all of them there also want to do stuff, you just have that connection all the time. And you're like, wow, I'm not alone. Like, you know, because typically you're like, oh, maybe I'm the only one, you know, wanting to do this app for like, let's say students, but then you're like, oh, actually I'm not alone. Like everybody's doing something too. So yeah, that's like something exciting for me.
Nice. So can you share some of the innovative ways you and your team approach problems through design and coding at the studio?
So it also goes back to the lesson from CUNY Startups as well, which is like we just try a lot, because a lot of times, for example, if I build my own tool, I don't know if people will like it, but I can share about it. So what we started to do, I think like since we started the studios, we started to socially share our work, like every other day or like every week, every time we work on something, if we can publish it, like just share it. Another manager on the team, he made a font, like he designed the font. And then somehow that font like spread to different social media. And then it was like people were talking about that font. But if he never published it, if he never tried, nobody would know about it. And right now it's like being integrated into different like other web making platforms and stuff. So like I think just trying things out is what actually helps to solve the problem, because you're not making assumptions.
So how do you see the role of design and user experience evolving in the tech industry over the next few years?
So I think because of all the things right now with AI and then all the technologies we have, I think designers, also user experience people and engineers, they will be more interdisciplinary. So I think like today, if you're only a designer, maybe it's not enough anymore because you have so many tools to yourself. Like you can also already learn as a designer how to build out your design. Or if you're an engineer, like maybe you were never into aesthetics and stuff, but now you have Midjourney, you have like ChatGPT, like they can physically build you a user experience. So I think like in the future, people will be pursuing different skill sets, not just one skill, but like a few more. It gives you a different perspective, even on tools and stuff. So like also I started to like travel a lot to different countries. I lived in China actually for a year.
Wow.
I also studied abroad in Korea, and then like I was born in a different country too, like in Russia and stuff. So like all of that also made me see like humans and how in different parts of the world humans build things based on their cultures and stuff. So like that interdisciplinary view helps me a lot every day. So
could you share more about that? How your experiences in other countries have shaped your career or personal life, or even your mindset personally?
Oh, yeah. I think like especially in China, for example, I learned that there's the population is really big. So a lot of people there, they with technology, they're more savvy. They can do things faster. So for example, for the studio, I started to collaborate with other Chinese photographers and some Chinese like builders and stuff to make my ideas for the studio in the US. Like I did one project with them. I also made like business cards from metal and stuff because in China there's a lot of hardware and then there's a lot of like fashion as well. So my mind just expanded. I'm like, wow, maybe I can like launch my own fashion thing, or like I can maybe like work with more designers there. So it like broadens your mindset a lot. So yeah.
Definitely. Thanks for sharing that. So what advice would you give to aspiring entrepreneurs or students hoping to follow a similar path as yours, especially those who are interested in combining design and technology?
Listen to your voice more, because like for example in my school, because I didn't have all the answers, and like you know how like because my parents were also immigrants, like you have all this pressure sometimes, and you still want to like explore yourself, right? But like you have pressure, but just listening to that voice, and then even like small steps, like let's say like doing the CUNY Startups, like going to the hackathon, even those small little steps you can do like every 2 months or something, like it will still get you really far. So like listening to your voice will like bring you to where you actually want to be and stuff. And then the other thing is like going into your fears. So if you're scared to like let's say move to China, like maybe try to study abroad there, or like learn a new language, like doing something you're scared but you actually want to try is something I would tell myself.
Definitely. So if you could go back to the start of your journey, is there anything that you would do differently, or any advice you'd give to your younger self?
Probably it's the similar thing that I said with listening to my voice and just like going for it, making mistakes and stuff, and like meeting more people as well, because like people you meet now down the line, like if they're interested into the same thing as you, maybe you guys can later like do something together, or maybe you guys can help each other. So I think like meeting as many people, and then like for yourself, like building things out is something I would say to myself. That I'm really grateful for CUNY Startups. And I think like without that kind of experience, I don't know how I would like explore myself, and all the mentors that were there. Just having someone support you during those times, that was like, and it was also COVID too. So I was like, don't know what's going to happen in the world. But now I look back and I'm like, wow, like it was such a great memory. All the teamwork that we did, it was amazing. So definitely more students should join it, and then, explore themselves in college.
Nice. Thank you so much for your time. That's all that we have for today, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.
Thank you. You too.